I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a what? Mission. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Van Gogh. I just did it. W's only, I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. En mijn bed is je bed, but she totally nice. Deels haar blue en haar toes wil ik white. Ik compie niet met jou, dat is zo voor mijn lijk. He knew it for sure, but he left with a why. Yeah, we live, but we destined to die. En je zit hier om mij, but I'm ending a lie. I'm a lie en ik voel me net Memphis de paai. En ik jag op de koot in de scene. Moest eigenlijk rennen, we lopen misschien. En ik wil niet eens kijken, mijn ogen die zien. En ze reden niet genoeg, dat ik kopen we 10. Doof in de bean. Hier co-star. I got 5 on my name, I got no star. Come to me just to see how my shoes are.
They said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a what? Mission. Okay, let's get it. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet. Talk about the things they're gonna say when they see me. And when they see me, they just dap me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy. Easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. I'm eager to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't when I come with it. I'm a scene, still a seat, filler, blow up the numbers. And I ain't leaving no crumbs, so you know when I'm done with it. I'm a new school vibe with an old soul. Oh, so great, stay paid by the boatload. Don't go chasing a wave from a rowboat. Blow smoke right through the face of the ozone. Oh no, I got the bag, I'm back to just double it. I'm about to pop the top, I've been bubbling. They want the spot, but I do not cut them in. They tryna plot my drop, they been huddling. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
I know a lot of people praying for my downfall, but the only thing that I'll be down for is being top 5, but like down 4. I'm down to earth like the ground floor, but I've been flying so long, I tend to ask people, what's the ground for? Man, I'm only headed up, see my flow volcanic, this the fire I erupt. Heard the fans getting rowdy cause they haven't had enough. You know I'm running the city, you just running out of luck. Yeah, I said that with my chest, I flow hard, it's no wonder they easily impressed. I'm so far, but I'm always coming back with something fresh. I never rest, where you'll never catch this ego in a nest. I invest my time in a booth, I find a piece. I used to piece the boom in my mind. My ex knows this, let me expose this. She left cause she don't wanna be with an explosive. Man, I'm just
Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist.
Hello, let's see.
Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
Turn that up, Ricky.
How's it going? How's it going, everybody? So we are a little late. Checking sound. I do this every time, and I need to figure out a better way, or maybe actually test my stream so I know like what the sound levels are gonna be. Okay, I think it looks good. The music should not be too loud that like you can't hear me. And there we go. So hey, what's up? This is a stream, I don't remember what I titled it, iOS 17 debugging ShareLink and AirDrop, because I have an app that I am hoping to make for day 1 of iOS 17. So this app will hopefully be released on the App Store when iOS 17 drops, and I'm going to drop a link in the description so you can sign up to hear about when I drop the beta test for it, because hopefully I'm going to have like, at this point it's probably going to be a quick beta test, but basically I want to use AirDrop and ShareLink with it, with like the new tap kind of feature together, kind of like NameDrop, except you can actually also use it with any AirDrop. I'm hoping to use that feature, but I can't make it work. So because I haven't been able to make it work yet, I am I'm hoping that maybe this stream will finally figure it out. Because if I can't figure it out, maybe streaming it will, rubber ducky debugging, maybe something will happen. Hey Danny, happy Friday, love it. Thanks for joining, even though I was late earlier. I saw Franklin was here earlier, and Thomas, hopefully y'all are still here. Thank you for sticking around, even though I'm struggle busing a little. It says there's a lot of viewers. Hopefully that's true. We will see. Sometimes it says there's viewers and there's not because of lag and then back and forth, but that's okay. So thank you for all those who are still here, even though I'm a little bit later than I had planned. So that's what we're doing. Let's get into it. I'm looking over here because I had a thing. 1 minute. Okay, I was just testing this one more time. Okay, I think it's good. Is it really Friday? Is it? We don't know. It is for some. Is it for all? I don't believe so, time zone wise. I think some people are in Saturday, is that right? Yeah, it has to be. Some people are definitely in Saturday. So it is a maybe Friday. Okay, let's get into it. So again, I'm working on AirDrop and ShareLink. And if you find that interesting, be sure to like this video. And you can also buy me a coffee if you would like. So the buy me a coffee link is if you buy me a coffee while I'm on stream, then it'll like pop up over there, which is fun. But okay, here we go. So what we're doing is trying to create a codable type and then share that custom codable type with another device. So it's just airdropping a codable object. Okay, how do you pronounce your name? The last name is Henning. Or Hennig. But I don't want to very, like, butcher your first name. So let me know. Because I want to try to get people's name right if I can, reading them on chat, but let me know, because some names I just don't want to like very poorly butcher it, and it would sound terrible. Okay, so with AirDrop and ShareLink, we're trying to share a custom codable type. So I don't have an exact tutorial I'm really following. Greetings from Macedonia. Hey Peter, nice to meet you. And welcome. Almost like the snowman in Frost. Okay, so it is like Olaf. Okay. Hey Thomas, my name is too Frenchy to be pronounced. Good luck. Yeah. I will be in Paris soon. I'm gonna go to the Swift Connection conference. So I will be to Paris. But yeah, I don't want to try to pronounce your last name because I guarantee I probably can't. I've been trying French on Duolingo and oh wait, you're going to that conference too? Awesome. Yeah, I will see you there then. Yeah, I've been trying French on Duolingo and it's really funny. It's like just a basic phrase. I'm like, I don't hear any of these words. Oh man, like I took Spanish in high school, so like I can do some basic Spanish. French, I have been very struggling, and I will try, but I know like 3 phrases. Is it Alandis? Welcome. welcome. Thank you for joining and saying hi to everybody in the chat. Oh yeah, these are my 2 Buy Me a Coffee links, and then I dropped them in the chat earlier. This is the Get Fruitful app. So this is the app I'm somewhat in the process of making the prototype for. We will see. I'm gonna just leave that up there because we're gonna end up Googling something. So I am trying to use ShareLink to drop a Codable object. And I have not for the life of me been able to figure this out yet. So let's try it. Moving stuff around. Okay, so the first thing, we need an object that we're gonna drop. So let's just make a new object, person. Hey Vince, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Is this a better streaming time? There's actually more people here, I think, than normal. Is this a better streaming time for people? Is if I actually streamed typically an hour later than I normally do? Or is it just the topic that everyone's interested in? Okay, let name string. Okay, so here is our Codable object we are trying to share. So what we have to do, we do have to use something called transferable. So this is a thing. Okay, it says a protocol that describes how a type interacts with transport APIs such as drag and drop or copy and paste. For me, you start coding at 9 a.m. CST. Oh, okay. I typically am streaming this long, so you would still be able to catch me. But I'm in Eastern time. So that's all, my posts are always like in Eastern time first, and then I post UTC. But, okay, so you'll still catch me. Anyways. But, okay. I was just curious, because there are more people have dropped a chat than typical. But welcome, thank you all for joining this morning. Even when I'm so late and like all my posts were all queued up, so I had to like cancel my posts being like, no, don't send out the post that says I'm live, when in reality I was not. PDT, Vince, yes, that is the one thing. The one thing about that I know about me streaming early is that I miss anybody who is in Pacific time. And I know that I do, and I'm sorry, but but I do, because if I stream early, though, I at least catch everybody, or I can catch anybody in Europe if I stream early, because it's like afternoon time for them. And I'm moving, so we are testing AirDrop. And AirDrop requires you to have 2 physical devices. So I have 2 of them with me. I have a new test device that I bought and my old iPhone. And oh gosh. It's funny, I have to find I have to use a dongle to plug everything in because too many things are already plugged into my laptop. I already have my keyboard plugged in and another for my mic, so I actually need an extra port, so I have to plug one thing into the dongle as well. Okay, so we have our person struct that we're trying to share, and we need this to conform to transferable. Did I spell that wrong? Transferable? What is this part of? Okay. Why can I not find transferable? Is it not part of foundation? What is this part of? Okay, I'll find that in a second while I plug these in. Also, super small thing. If anybody, so you would notice this if you have a, what is it called? A product red device. Look at this. The little simulator is red. I don't even know if, actually, this resolution's probably not even good enough to see this. And I'm not going to zoom in because that requires it to move a lot. This, okay, it says import core transferable. Let me, hang on, I'm going to switch to my Facebook real quick because I have another project I've been doing with this, and I don't want it to show up also on the screen. I want it to be like over on the side that I'll be referring to back and forth probably. let's see. Profile when we, oh yeah, you do need, okay, so it is core transferable. You're right, Thomas. Yes, this is going to be SwiftUI. And then Danny, it recognizes when I import SwiftUI, so maybe it's part of that. No, so I just double checked my other project that I'm also trying the same thing. So I made a new project specifically for stream, but we need core transferable, apparently. Yeah, now it recognizes it and it tells us we don't conform. So to conform, we need some kind of representation, which that's not super nice to see, but what we are actually going to use, I think it said var transfer representation, that's what it is. So we can do static var transfer representation is some transfer representation. And then this is codable representation, and we can give it a content type. Oh, interesting. SwiftUI imports core transferable. Good to know. Because does SwiftUI import combine? Because I know it uses combine, but it has to import it, I think, too. Change the scene. Thank you very much. There we go. That's what it is. That's what I've been typing, is static var transfer representation. There we go. Change the scene. Well, the Xcode scene. To the Xcode scene. But also, it is called a scene in OBS, which is what I use. So we have this transfer representation, which if you look at the docs, eventually it'll explain. This is what, basically, actually I am writing this exact same thing. And I'm doing pretty much the same thing that's in the docs here, except I made, my object is called person. Did they do an extension for this? They did an extension. We'll do an extension just to make it match, because if it matches the Apple docs, hopefully that means it matches. Extension person transferable. There. Okay, and then we need what's called the UT type. Yeah, you're referring to the OBS scene. Yeah, I got you. Okay, so we need this extension UT type thing. And this is called a uniform type identifier. Interesting, it's called like UTI, like identifier, but this is called UT type. The thing. But we need this, and let's call this, so this is for my app called Fruitful. What do I call this? Fruit testing. Let's see, fruit testing dot person. And let's call this person. Oh, what is UT type a part of? It's a part of something. Oh, it is literally a part of a thing. Import uniform type identifiers. So we have this, and then now we can do dot person because we added it here. So it looks like I know what I'm doing, but I don't, because I haven't gotten this whole thing to work. I've just written most of this already, and I haven't made it actually do anything yet. So let's see. So I wrote this part, and then the next part, so technically it's like, oh, this is easy, right? We're just sharing a single codable type, and that shouldn't be hard. What do we... does this need to conform to Codable? Build. Just thinking about it. Build succeeded. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's like half of this. The other half is if we actually, when we actually go to share something, we can just do this. Make an object to share. State private var. Let's just call this person, and let's just make a new person. Is person a keyword? No. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then all we actually need is a share link with an item to share. Okay, so that item is a URL. I believe there's one that takes in, oh, right here. So it's item, and that's transferable. Is there others? And then there is the preview. I don't think we need the preview. So we can pass in person here. I think we don't actually need preview. So what have I done? I did do preview. Why do we use the exported as constructor for UT type? Isn't person a type that we own? Did I type the wrong one? I did. Actually, I may have typed the wrong one. No, okay, so that could be the reason, maybe why this isn't working. So I use exported as, I don't know. Because yes, it would be a type that we own, so, and the whole info plist thing, that's what I'm gonna do in a second too. But let's see, when people drag and drop a layer with an app or onto an app that recognizes the custom layer content type, they should have used a different example rather than the word layer, because layer means like other things in different contexts. Maybe they're using it because of that, but the app uses the first representation when people drag and drop the layer onto a different image editor. It's likely that the editor recognizes the PNG. Second, transfer representation adds support for PNG. Declares the custom layer uniform type identifier. Me? What if this is the reason why it all hasn't worked? That would be crazy. Okay, let's copy this right now. What other ones are there? Exported as creates a type that your own app based on an identifier and super type that it conforms to. Creates a type your app owns based on an identifier and a super type that it conforms to. So our app owns this. Create a type your app uses but does not own. Okay, I think this goes into the info plist stuff that I have seen, is we have to use exported type. Okay, exported as does say creates a type your app owns based on an identifier. Oops. So I believe that's right. I'm confused with the identifier versus conforming to. Oh, so let's see. Is there another one for conforming to? I think the conforming to will come in with is this gonna say, do we have JSON? Okay, I think, ooh, maybe we do need this. Because there is inside of the info plist, we have to do this, export a type, and it has a conforming to thing. But what else did you say? But export as seems to be the one based on what I read in that doc. Yeah. Let's put this here as well, because I'm not sure. But this is different than all the ones I've been testing, so maybe that difference will make it, because I have not been able to figure this out. I've literally worked on this for over 5 to 10 hours, and I have not been able to figure out how to do this. Oh, so I had a friend, hey Tierno, how's it going? I had a friend that wrote a blog post on this. Let me copy it to my computer. Where did this go? I had it saved in on my phone. Copy. Hopefully this copy's the right link. Let's see, does AirDrop work? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so my friend wrote this blog post that says using ShareLink to drop content like NameDrop. He made it work. So he has this video here. Like clicks the share sheet. You can probably barely see it. I know it's small, but he like clicks the share sheet, brings a phone together, and it works. So good to know it actually works, because I thought it was a beta thing, it was broken. But no, I just can't figure out how to do it. So he has figured this out. But there's a couple differences. So I'm glad he wrote this because it means it works. When I was very convinced that it was just broken, because I could have sworn I was doing everything right. So he does the same thing of conforming to transferable, but he already had like a recipe object because this is for his app Ombre. He though conforms to proxy representation because of something else they have going on in their app. And then he does ShareLink, and it shares and it just magically works. But I have not figured out the secret to this magic. So, and he told me that he's sharing this via URL, and I'm not. So that may also be the difference. I was trying to do a simple example. So I'm really trying to just share a Codable object in like the most basic form. He, in his app, does have universal linking. And because of that, that's maybe why more magic works. Hey, is it Coding Spectre? Can I read? Yeah. Love it. Game over. I don't even know where you get those. Are those part of my emojis or like default reaction things? Okay. So that's what he did. So I know somewhere I know it works. Okay. And then we do have this important in the docs. If your app declares a custom uniform type identifier, include corresponding entries in the app's info plist. For more information, see this. Oh, they come up as YouTube emojis. That's funny. I think default, you're not sure. Too many lives on YouTube. Yeah, it's funny. I'm one of the, not one of the only, but because there's not a ton of iOS dev YouTubers, but only a couple live stream. I have, Mohammed Azam has, and Vincent. Vincent's last name is also French, meaning I also can't pronounce it. Vincent also goes live, and he actually just hit, a milestone on his YouTube channel, so go check out his channel. If you don't know where it is, you could probably search Vincent and Swift, but otherwise I subscribe to him, so you can look at it through my subscriptions. So we have this. We did do a preview when I did this. So what did I preview this as? I did this as .init a title. So if I say Mikaela in all caps, so we can maybe differentiate it from that. And then I actually did a multiple trailing closure with a label that had share, and I did system image. Oh geez. Like that. French community, yeah. That's so exciting to see that you're also going to be at the conference I'll be going to, Thomas, so we can actually get to meet. That's so cool. And thank you for joining my stream too. I really appreciate it because I just randomly like tooted to you. That sounds so weird instead of tweeted, but I posted to you because I found your article on this. And thanks for joining my stream after that. Okay, so we wanted to do a label, and what did I do? A button style prominent to make it easier. Bordered prominent. Your magic works using URL as well? Oh, so, okay, wait, so Thomas, you do have it working then, right? I was hoping to not use URL because, like, having to implement universal linking is a whole different thing. And I was trying to do a very basic, and I like to understand how we could use Codable. Okay, cool. Because, yeah, it's maybe I was trying to do, like, a very minimal thing to make this all work. but maybe the answer is don't make it as minimal and instead use URLs. So now it's 2 people I know, you, and then Cesar who wrote this, Cesar and Sophia make Ombre. So both of you have it working using URLs. So maybe that is the solution, because I can't figure this out. Oh, thank you. Who is that? Jared Jones. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. Cool thing about URLs is that you can make web app and app clip. Yes, they have an app clip in theirs as well. Can you share this link with us? Yes, I can. So, yes, I would love for this app to end up doing that, is to have like universal linking, use app clips and everything. Like that would be best case scenario for what this app is too. But I was just trying to do like a very minimal case to get it to work. But maybe this minimal case just is not fit. And instead I need to do a more complicated case. If anyone can figure it out, it'd be you. Oh, thank you. It's really you all that helped me, because I can talk through something and maybe that helps. Trying to find you on Twitch, but cannot find you when I search Mikaela Caron. Okay, I have had this happen. I looked it up because I searched myself and couldn't find myself on Twitch either. I don't know what it is. Twitch.tv/Mikaela Caron. Here I am. I exist, but I don't exist in search. It's super weird. You just have to like go directly. I don't know what it is. But thank you for following me on Twitch. So the links I'm using also, Peter had asked, I am trying to use the protocol called transferable. Okay, I was gonna put these all at once, but maybe I'm gonna drop like multiple links. So these 2 links, actually I'll drop the 3rd one as well, if anybody else can figure it out. Okay, 3 links just came in. Transferable, the defining file and data types for your app, which is the next thing I'm gonna do, and then this ShareLink. So those are the ones we're working with, basically. With the receiving device, need to have the same app installed, or at least an app that understands what to do with your custom type. Okay, the why the URL works though is if you do end up having universal linking working and you had app clips or something working, then that's maybe why URL works. But what I'm doing is testing it with the same app running on both devices. So I'm like, this should work because the app is installed on both devices. But if not, that's part of the second step we'll get to. Actually, I think we're ready for the second step. There's nothing else. Oh, there's one thing I was gonna put in. The other thing is, lost my train of thought. I was gonna say with receiving. Okay, I don't know. It was there. Maybe we'll figure out what that other thing is that I'm remembering. But the way I did this, okay, to receive this is I'd say the way I did this, I would say the way I'm trying to do this. So let's say test person. Oh no, you see the other name I was using was profile rather than person. Is just importing. Yeah, that's the other half, is importing this. Is that we'll save it to user defaults and then just show it on the screen. So this actually needs to be in a VStack. Okay, let's do that, and I'm gonna just make more spacing 24. Wow, that is not as big as I thought it was gonna be. 50. There we go. So we have the share button that will share this person object, and then the receive will hopefully just receive it and save it to user defaults. And we will handle that inside the app file. But first, let's go back to this defining file and data types for your app, because this is the step that I read in multiple places and there's conflicting information. I'm hoping maybe if we solve this, then we solve it, and that means I can like write a blog post on how to do this, because This is one of the things that's still pretty, it's like older APIs. Actually, it just got updated relatively recently, but it is still, some of it is older. And because of that, the information on it is older. But it all still, like, in a lot of people's apps, it's one of those, this is how it works, and they wrote it once, and they never have to look at it again. So we will see what the solution is. So we have to declare your app's custom type in the info plist, creating a new identifier as exported types or using existing identifiers for imported types. Defining each type's conformance to system declared types using listing any associated file types or MIME types. I should probably read this more in depth. I think at some point I have read this whole thing, but I've also looked some of this up. Hey HD, how's it going? Welcome. We are trying to airdrop a custom codable type from one phone to another, and we are seeing if we can figure it out, because I've tried this literally forever in a different project, and I still have not been able to figure this out. Okay, so we do need our exported types. So you click the plus here, and then I know this is like super small, but I like just, it's Xcode. This is like one part I can't even make bigger. You saw the title last night and knew you wanted to pop in. Sounds interesting. Yes. It'll be interesting if I can figure it out, but I haven't been able to. It's been so frustrating. I actually, y'all, I have literally almost given up on this app because I haven't been able to figure this out. It's been very annoying. But it's good to know Thomas and one other person has also been able to figure this out, but in a different way. So I know it works, at least, because I was convinced it was broken and didn't work. But thankfully it does work. I just need to see if I can make it work. And it shouldn't be this hard, really. This is something that like should have taken me 15 minutes, but it's taken me like 10 hours to figure out, and I still haven't figured it out. Stuart Lynch has a tutorial about ShareLink that is easy to follow. Yes, I saw his. It is sharing, I believe, types that already exist, like sharing images or text. I don't think his covers sharing custom types, and that's what I was trying to do. Because I did find it. I'll go back and look at it, but I don't, actually, no, I'm gonna look it up now. youtube.com/@ is it Stuart Lynch? Like, can I search it like that? Okay. Is his name Stuart Lynch? Is it tagged like that? Okay, maybe I spelled it wrong or something. Okay, share link. Yeah, because I have seen his videos. He had this one. Okay, we gotta have a Grammarly ad. Where's the skip ad? Okay. He has, okay, the basics. What kind of share link is he using? Okay, so that's just sharing a string. Yeah, okay, so he's just sharing a string or sharing just a URL. Right? Hang on, he just had a custom type there. Okay, all of these are strings. Okay, here's a practical example. What is he using? So he just has a normal struct. Oh, and here, I guarantee this description is what he's actually sharing. And it's just text. Yeah, it's text and images, and that's why I haven't been able to use it. I have an interesting Stack Overflow here, digging further, keep you posted. Yes, please do. Oh, I think you can drop links in the chat, but maybe not, because I don't remember what kind of mod settings I have on here. If you can't drop the link, tell me that you DM'd it to me and DM it to me on Mastodon. Okay, let's make this. So I did look up. We have exported type identifiers and we have imported type identifiers. I believe we should be using exported type identifiers. Okay, testing solution, awesome. We have to use exported type identifiers because this is our own custom type. It is not a type that already exists. So something that would already exist would be something like PDF that you could use. And that would be something you would declare for, like, I believe an imported type. But because we're making a custom type and that custom type is this, that means that we have to make our own exported type, I think. But I don't really know. I sound like I know what I'm doing because I've looked at this for so long, but I haven't made the actual implementation work. I've have all the pieces, and what's gonna work is something teeny tiny. Like, it is going to be something so small to make this work, and I'm gonna be so annoyed about it. But that's what's gonna happen though, for sure. Okay, YouTube codec is butchering the text display. Define an exported type when your app is the canonical source of information for that type. Yep. For example, if your app uses its own proprietary document format, declare it as an export type. Yes. And that's what I'm doing, I think. So if we call this person, what person? Let's just call this example person because we don't know what we're doing. Okay, Donald Stewart does go into info list for custom type. My images part 3. Oh, is that my images part 3? Is that a different video? I swear, if Stewart has done this and I just didn't find the video, I'm gonna be so salty. Because I have been... Why can I not click the search button? What is happening? You all are seeing this, right? You were seeing me attempt to hit search. The arrow's gone. What is going on? I click this, and it goes back to home. What is happening? Okay, we'll make it bigger. Okay, that's core data. If only YouTube was owned by a search company. If only, if only. Oh geez, there's like several of these. My images, core data, this is continuation. Which one is it? That is the one. The first one? Oh, I see. Okay, the whole thing is called My Images. Gotcha, so it is probably this one, part 3. And we get to see another ad. I don't know if it's, like, wrong for you all to see ads on my own channel, so that's why I'm, like, making it go lower. I already have a warning on my channel because I tried to live stream the Apple keynote and YouTube did not like it. Okay, let's see. Universal type identifier. Stuart, please tell me you have the answer. I'm just playing at like 2x speed. But he also talks a lot. Because it's a good talking. He explains a lot of things. He is making a UT type. I do need that. I think that is the other thing. So I need to conform. I'll finish what I was also doing with this. I need to conform to something so that it knows what type this is, because very rarely will you actually make your own custom thing. And I don't even know if that's a thing. But like technically I'm making my own custom type, but that custom type is actually just JSON. Okay, so we are going to do public dot... I have been using public.data and public.json have been the ones that I have been trying that don't work, but that's what I've been starting with. And then here we make he is making a document type, and that is also something I've tried. I can't remember if we immediately need it or not though. I think we do. But this would also then be called person. And then the type would be this identifier. But the handler rank, I believe, is owner, because we own this type because we just created it. Is hopefully the thing. Let's see, what does he do? So he makes custom type, changes it to owner. Yep, that's what we just did. Stuart, I hope you have the answer. Okay, so he puts 2 extensions, which is fine. But he's sharing an image, so his is going to be different. Did he use public.data? Yeah. Okay, interesting. So he only did public.data. And then he's also adding an image, so this image shows up when you actually share the file itself. And I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just doing the basics, honestly, and I can't figure out how to get this to work. Icon doc. Okay, so that's also filling in the image. Interesting, you have to do it in multiple places. It's obnoxious. I don't think you conform to more than just one type identifier in the initializer. We only conform to JSON. Okay. There are several different things that people have done, and that's the thing about this. I guarantee it's just one teeny tiny configuration I'm not doing correctly, and that's why it's failing. Let's say though. Okay, Stuart just did supports opening documents in place. Is that no? I think I have that as no as well. And his has supports document and browser as no. I have not heard of that one. Is he coding an image? Oh, interesting. I didn't know you could code an image into JSON. Let's see, maybe I should watch this whole series. Okay, he's got a file that's in documents. Encoded as base64, you can put the world in a JSON. Oh, interesting. That makes sense. I just never think of that. Because that just sounds weird. I'm like, JSON is text. How do you make an image text? But it makes sense. Okay, so we have... Okay, so it's slightly different than the test I've been working on, so hopefully maybe this will be the difference. Public.json, the document type, the exported type, and we need to also import this into the app in some way. So what I did was... hopefully maybe, is use on open URL. And I don't like that one, so that's the one I'd use. Okay, so I've somewhat have this to work. So we do, and I've seen a couple things with this. Is this the right indentation? Oh, that looks weird. There's a start security is url.start accessing security. Start accessing security scoped resource is a boolean, I think. Yeah. And then we would end it with if start security scoped was true, then you can call url.stop. Okay, so we can do print unicorn received. Let's see if this works. And then what I just did was try to take this object, because it's JSON, decode it, and then save it to user defaults. So I did model data is equal to try data contents of URL. Model is try JSON decoder dot decode person dot self from model data. We'll do check. What do I call this? Model dot name. And then user defaults dot standard dot, what is it? Dot set value. The value is the model for the key. What did I call the key? Test person. How do you pronounce it? Is your name pronounced Holger? Is that it? Or am I butchering it? Please let me know. I try to pronounce everyone's name correctly if I can. Yes, okay, cool. I have seen examples using defer to... Perfect, love it, thank you. I've seen examples using defer to make sure stop access is called. Yeah, that's the thing, so I had a friend, or in one of my friend's books, he has literally said like, this is a guard let. But then a different friend has it running in his app right now where he did it this way of start security scoped, and then only if it's running, then you would call stop. Is there a defer on structs? Correct, that's why I'm confused. Also confused here. We are in good company. We are all confused. Yeah, because that's the thing. And that's what I was saying too earlier. It's like, I'm trying to do a super simple, like the most minimal example that I can do. But everybody else is like using URLs. I now know everybody. The two people I know who have this working are using URLs, not codable, transferable objects. So maybe in the end I'll have to do URLs, which like means I have to figure out universal linking, which is like a whole separate thing that I was like trying to avoid if I could. But it's August. We have, iPhones come out mid-September. I have a month to make a whole prototype that I was hoping I had figured out 2 months ago. So we'll see. But also, I think Thomas mentioned it in his post as well, is that this feature will not be available on day one of iOS 17. So maybe I actually have a little bit of time. We will see. So I did this, we saved it to user defaults, yes, and this is what I threw in the catch. We'll just copy and paste it from the issue that I also had. Okay. So let's test this. We do have a couple things that are different. I do know we do need an info plist thing. We need supports opening documents in place. This needs to be no. That's a thing. Hey Jay, how's it going? Okay, also the next person, please tell me how to pronounce your name as well. I know I've seen you before, but I can't remember. Defer is handy when you have multiple return points in a function. It's not as useful when the function only returns at the end. Sounds about right. Oh, that could... Okay, user defaults does not support Codable by default, right? I think you're right. Okay, I have made this part work of doing this. I think you are right though. Typically you are supposed to convert convert it to data before saving it to user defaults, but through my testing, I have made this part work. I just can't make it like initially drop. So I have had that work. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're right though, Thomas. I don't know. We'll see. Did you hear about that Hendrik, did you hear about that we soon need to specify our FOP list while restoring data and user defaults? I did hear about that. Yeah, that's a thing. I get it, but because it has to do with a topic I didn't know about, and people doing that of like, it's a privacy thing, but I get it. It's a whole thing. It's going just time boxing a new side project. Nice. That is basically what I'm doing by live streaming. Okay, so we have this. I think it's ready to test. So where did that thing go? I had supports. Where did that go? Supports opening. There it is. Supports opening documents in place is false. Or no. And one difference we do have. Okay, I only have public.json. And we're using person. Okay, for testing person. Right, we're saving user defaults as a person, but trying to retrieve an app storage as a string. Probably need to choose one or the other. That sounds right. Is that what I really did in my own app? Because I had this part specifically I did have working, which was weird. What am I saving? Okay, here, wait. I did mistype. There was one thing. I didn't save the whole model. I saved model.name. Okay. So that means I am saving a string even though what I'm sending is a whole codable object. Maybe I should do this correctly though and like save the whole codable type. Either way though, on the view we would only see the name, so I don't know. User default supports data string, yeah, primitive types, so you can store data from the URL directly instead of decoding. Oh, interesting. That makes sense. App storage supports types by conforming to raw representable, where raw value type is a string or an int only. Okay, yes. And yes. Andrew, I can't see your picture because it's so small. We talked at Deep Dish, right? Because I feel like we've met. And also at DubDub. But I like your profile picture is so small right now. I'm like, was that you? I can't. Okay. Okay, that is you. I'm like thinking of the right person and I was just like, wait. I was like, why does this name sound so familiar? Okay, so yeah, what I'm trying to do is a super, super basic prototype. And that is what I have, for the life of me, not been able to figure out. So here we go. We're about to, both apps are unlocked. Well, let me change the, because what we're testing, it's annoying, is, what is this? It is AirDrop. You have to have 2 physical devices to like actually fully test this. Ooh, Xcode iOS 17 beta 5 is out. What beta? Oh shoot, what beta are we on right now? Do the iOS betas lag behind the Xcode betas? Because I am using Xcode beta 6 right now. But I think iOS 17 beta 5 is the latest iOS since Tuesday. Okay, so they do all lag. Good to know. Because also, this is the first time I'm messing with beta software at all, so that was also the other thing, was I'm doing something I have no idea what I'm doing, on top of doing more things I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm about to make a video series. I think, I'm saying it out loud again, but I'm about to make a video series, hopefully is my goal, of showing like Vision Pro stuff and me not knowing what I'm doing. Okay, so the app is trying to run. Okay, it just ran on my iPhone 13. Let's also run it on the iPhone 10s. I have lost all track considering Sonoma is beta as well. Yes. Xcode is beta 6. Yeah, that just dropped earlier this week, I think. Sometimes they sync and sometimes they don't. We just need like one blog post that says like what the latest ones are and like the date they were released. But I mean, most things do say that, but still, I would just like them somewhere together. Okay, so both apps ran. Let's see. I have to open the share sheet. That was the other thing. It doesn't actually. So I was in a lab looking at this, like with Apple people, and they had told me that you should, if you have ShareLink anywhere in the view hierarchy, you should just be able to bring it next to another device and it just works. But I have seen and confirmed, I think with others, that doesn't work. And you still have to open the share sheet and click AirDrop. So if we do this, it looks like this. Even though I'm really tiny, that's okay. It just says, it's the normal AirDrop and it has a little thing that says, don't see people nearby, try holding the top of this phone near another phone. Okay, so we got a thing. Trying to share a thing. Click accept. Okay, and here's what happened. It saved it. You probably can't see this because it's so small, but I don't feel like switching. It just says, it opened the Files app, and it's just the JSON string in the Files app. Get info. So I have the person, the file name, and then it's .example person, like the right file type, but it airdropped 2 files rather than going to my app. Anybody here using Sonoma with the latest Xcode beta? It crashes for you. Ooh, that, I don't know. That's one thing maybe one day I'll get a whole test Mac, because we all need a million test devices, a test Mac for macOS betas, because I can't switch my main computer to a beta. Yeah, I had the same info during a lab, but I think it's not planned for iOS 17.0, maybe later. Yeah. That's what I think. Okay, so that's what just happened, is I can airdrop it to the other device, but it opens the Files app. It doesn't open my app. Also, I can long press on it and it brings up the context menu. I know you all cannot see this. I can click share. It brings up like another share sheet, and then my app is available in that. So I can then click on my app, and then it shows my name, because it properly handles knowing to open my app, because I explicitly said open it. So there is that. But that's not what we're going for. Your MacBook is beta, Mac Studio is release, but we'll never do that again either. That's funny. Yeah, maybe one day I'll do a beta Mac OS, but you know, I don't have enough Macs to do that. So exporting and importing now work. It's the famous file in the middle of tech. Yes. So it's, yeah, I can export and import correctly, it looks like. Oh, also, yeah, it's, if I breakpoint this, which did I do? Let's do run on this device. Oh, actually, somebody just told me. Who is it? Somebody just told me that my devices have to be friends. They have to be in each other's contacts for the JustWorks dropping to work. Triggers the name. Hang on. I'm telling my friend who told me this that I'm live on YouTube, and maybe he could join. Okay. Also, I haven't even got NameDrop to work on my two devices. Like, I bring them together and it says, like, you can only receive contacts. I don't know. I don't know if that's an issue. Okay, are we expecting the share to trigger an on-open URL even though the JSON person is not a URL? That I have absolutely no idea, Andrew. It works, but that could be the issue. Because I don't know what other things there are on... There's nothing else other than on open. Because I believe it's an app delegate thing of... We could use an app delegate and they have other things that we could do. But maybe. And is supports opening documents in place set to true in the info plist? No, that is, Thomas, that is set to false. You've got NameDrop to work. Okay. It's so weird. Maybe it's my devices. Maybe I need to like reboot in some way, shape, or form. I have not gotten I got NameDrop to work like once. And I want to say the first or second beta. But like since then, I bring both devices together and they're just like, can't do it. Okay, so here we go. I have a breakpoint. We're running the iPhone 13. Let's see what prints out. Okay, if I hit share, AirDrop. Okay, click accept. Yeah, nothing happens. It goes to the Files app. But then when I click on the file, click on share, then click on my app, then this triggers. So it does trigger. But if I do PO URL, just tell me what it is. There we go. Yeah, we get the container of where the document is actually at. And I just learned that there's an inbox. Didn't know that. So yeah, we are printing that. Oh, that's what I was printing anyways. And then we continue, we got it, it says Mikaela, it works, and then it shows Mikaela on the device. But yeah, it's going to files as opposed to going to my app. And I thought that... I don't know if I need URL types. I don't think I do. But yeah, so that's what I've just recreated is the issue I'm having. That I don't know how to solve. So that is it. If anybody has any feedback for what to try next, let me know. Because I'm not sure. Other than the next step would be like implementing universal links, which is a whole thing. Yeah. Let me make both of my phones friends. I think they are not in each other's contacts right now. I thought I had them in contacts, so I don't know why they are not. Let's see, what is... Let's see. Let's see if we try NameDrop. What happens? Yeah, they say, I get this, like, says receive only. To share your contact information, set up my card, even though my card is, like, set up. Oh, there we go. And Thomas, you had said it's a no right now. Correct. Here. You can probably all barely see that because I know the text on that is really small and I can't make it bigger, unfortunately. Okay, let me add myself. What is the yes. Oh, maybe I don't have this set up. Maybe that is why it's not working. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Okay, it should be to yes. Why should it be yes? Because I thought, or I was asking a friend, supports opening documents in place meant that you can actually open a document, like you can open a Keynote file in like the Keynote app. And Keynote is a file. Danny, you also have it set to yes? Okay, actually another thing I saw said it should be also set to yes. So maybe you are all right. I hope you are all right, honestly. Okay, hang on. I'm adding contacts between my little, I was gonna say between my little two people, my little two devices. Okay, that's that one. Okay, hang on. Maybe I can do NameDrop. Maybe I totally did. This was right and I didn't have this set up correctly. Oh, look at it! My little devices, it says Mikaela Alpha and Beta. And I had to change the picture because I can't just use unicorns over and over because it's confusing. Okay, so this says share between the two. Okay, just kidding. I totally got NameDrop to work just a second ago. I definitely had it not set up right, even though I thought I did. Good to know. At least we'll call that a win today. At least I have one thing working. Even if my project isn't working, at least NameDrop is. Okay, let's switch this to yes. Oh, wrong one. Yes. And I'm gonna delete the app from the phone and then rerun it. Okay. Delete. Setting it to yes means you can open the file to make changes and save the same file. Setting it to no means you read the file in your app and consumes the data. Okay. And that's the thing. With the app I'm making, you do only need to consume the data. We don't actually need to edit it. But let's see if it makes a difference. Let's do it. And if anyone doesn't know, you can actually run two apps in your at the same time. So both of these are running. And this would switch what the console is showing. Okay, let's see. Can we make the boop just work? Oh, holy crap, it does work. No, but it still opened files. Okay, but it did share between the devices. What was it? It did share it between devices without actually having to open the share sheet. So that is correct of what my friend said. So that's good to know. So I airdropped it to the 10S, which is this one, which is just not printing anything out. Yeah, so okay, when I'm airdropping it and it's opening files, it's not running this on OpenURL. I have to explicitly click on it, tap on it in the Files app for that to work. How do I share this as a URL? Does that mean I do need to go about making a URL that, like, I have to make a URL from my website and everything? Like, from a website or some kind of backend? What do you all think? I feel like the music's slightly loud. I think you need to just define a schema. That is, Andrew, what is that? Deep linking. I don't know if I need to do that. Because I was trying to, again, do like a super simple basic thing. And not make this complicated. Because deep linking is, yeah, technically like another concept. But what I was trying to do was just like the most basic thing. And I have not been able to figure out how to make it work. Let's see, what does Stuart do in the rest of his? Okay, so there's his JSON. And we get a Chick-fil-A ad. Okay. This codable image, though. It's codable and equatable. It's not transferable. Yeah, and you can just drag and drop something into the simulator, and supposedly that just works magically. You could be wrong, though. Yeah, it's... I'm not sure. Oh, what is he doing? I think he's showing where the file is actually at. Okay, I missed the first 40 minutes of the stream. What are we trying to do exactly? That's okay. We are trying to airdrop a codable object from one device to another. And we are trying to do that using transferable. And the codable object is its own type, meaning it has its own little file extension. It's just a codable, like, JSON object, but if you make it its own little file type, I believe that means it can just be its own little thing. Yes, the struct is codable. Yeah, it's super, super simple. Like, maybe simple, and that's the thing. Simple is not a word for this right now, because it's not simple and easy, because I haven't been able to figure this out, even though it should be easy. It's just a struct that has one property, not even two, just one property. And we're conforming to transferable. We make a custom UT type, and then the content view is nothing. It's just a ShareLink and a piece of text. Unless I'm wrong, the only part we lack is how do we prevent files from opening during the transfer. Otherwise, everything works. Yes, it is airdropping from one device to another, opening files, and then that's where it ends. I have to click on the file, click on share again on the received device, click on the file, click on share again, click on my app, and then my app opens and does receive it correctly using this open URL. So it's basically just, it's opening files in the middle rather than opening my app directly, is what's happening now. What did Stuart do in the rest of his? He's showing where the file is at. I don't know where I just dropped those files. Oh, and then the tutorial ends. I don't know if that's exactly right for what I'm attempting to accomplish. Okay, set UI file share enabled. Ooh, okay. I don't think I've heard of that one. Let's see. UI file. Ooh, is it now called that? Does it have a different name? Like a different different one of these names, but that's actually what it's called in the info plist. I'm gonna just Google it. UI file. Oh, thank you. Oh no, where'd it go? Come back. Did it delete the one that I just... Oh no, there it is. Okay. Copy and paste the key and replace it to the readable name. Oh, it does? You also need to add your custom type identity. No, you don't. To the import section. I believe we do not need to, because we own the type, so we're exporting it. Importing is only for other types your app wants to support, I think. Okay, application, iTunes file sharing. What is iTunes file sharing? Let's see. Stop both of them. Okay, delete. Let's run. That one. Run. What is iTunes? Who knows? It's a once upon a time there was a thing called iTunes. Okay, that's when you connect your device to iTunes and it shows a list of files you can transfer to your Mac from your phone. Okay, let's see. Let's go from iPhone XS to the 13, because the 13 is what's running. Let's see. Oh, actually, I'm going the other way around. Oh, still open the Files app. I'm glad it's sharing, and there is a step that I didn't have earlier, which is that the phones have to be in each other's contacts for the ShareLink. If the ShareLink is anywhere in the view hierarchy, you can immediately share something to somebody else, but you have to have each other in contacts, which makes sense. What I am trying to do, though, is share something typically to somebody you will not have in contacts. Ugh, this says, you know what this is meaning? This just means I do need to implement universal links, which will probably just make all this work. I just didn't want to, because that is a lot more work. And I was trying to avoid it if I could. What do you all think I should do? Should I keep... Actually, I think universal links will not make the share... Universal links will not make the share without the share sheet work, sadly. You're correct. So no matter what, you're always going to have to show the share sheet before we can share something with somebody. How would learn universal links? So universal links, let me know how to pronounce your name. I want to say it's Prathamesh. Let me know how close that is, because I try to pronounce people's names correctly if I can. If not, let me know what you would like to be called. And yeah, so universal links may possibly help, because Thomas has this working with universal links, the guy in the chat right above. He wrote a brief article. The first attempt was the closest. Okay. Prathamesh, that's closest. Okay. Universal links may possibly help because Thomas has it working with universal links, and my friend who wrote this blog post, Ombre is an app that's like for recipes. And you share a recipe with somebody, and in here, he clicks AirDrop, you bring a device closer. I know you can barely see it because it's kind of small. Oh, and I have it paused. No, I don't. But here, he brings the device closer. He clicks the share button, and then, the accept button, and then magically it works. But he does have universal links working in his app. So what he's actually doing right here, instead of doing a codable representation, he is doing a proxy representation. This is creating a URL, and that's what's actually getting shared, is the URL thing, I think. But he has universal links, and he does have app clips working. So if you share something with somebody and they don't have the app, it would open an app clip. But that is now 2 people who have this working, and they also have universal links working as well. So that may be my next endeavor. Because I have tried this for the life of me, and I cannot freaking get this to work. Just using Codable. Just trying to use this simple example of sharing a struct that's Codable and dropping it to another device. It just doesn't immediately work, and I have no idea why. Yeah, app clips are really cool. I used one recently for like a friend's wedding, but yeah, his app clips are really nice. So if you're sharing recipes with somebody, it's a great use case. You only use them as a user when you go to a restaurant or a gas station. Yeah, and that's also a great use case for them. What's funny though is your general public still doesn't know what an app clip is. Which I get. It makes sense. Nobody knows except developers, especially the word itself. But people don't realize it's an app clip. They think it's the full app installed when it's actually not. But I think, unfortunately, I may just have to make universal links work. This is an article of deep links, which is actually different. But maybe I should try this as well. Because universal links and deep links are really close, but they're not exact. Can you link the app that does it? Oh, that does the app clip, Jay? Is that what you mean? Or say the name again. Yeah, it's Ombre. It's a recipe app. Oh, that is totally... Does that go to there? I didn't think that would go to their app. Oh, it does. Okay. And it just opened Mac App Store. Okay. Deep linking is a custom scheme. Universal link required an Apple App Site Association file. Yes. I found that out recently because I haven't done either of those, but I also did recently find out what the difference is between the two. Does AirDrop work between simulators? It does not. AppClip requires the latest. Latest what? Yeah, so for anybody who also doesn't know and didn't catch that, universal links and deep links are different things. A universal link is typically you will actually have a live-facing website that does something, and you take that into your app. Meaning, if you share a link with somebody and they don't have the app, I think this is a spam number, but I'm gonna check it real quick. I'm gonna just put it on beer. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I was expecting a call. I thought that was a spam call. It is a spam call. Yeah, love phone calls. Okay, so sorry about that. Hopefully it should have gone. I think you should have only been able to see my music or hear my music, right? Like you couldn't hear my mic. That should have been what happened. I hope I did that right. I never used that screen, so. Okay, would you need a backend for Universal Links implementation, or would you use custom data as a query params? You need a backend, I believe. Problem with Universal Links share is privacy. I've also written an article of how to do an end-to-end encrypted. Ooh, can you send that to me? And I'll bring it up on stream. Yes. Oh, and Thomas just said what Danny asked, is that it does require a backend of some kind. Don't hang up. Google needs to confirm your phone number and address. Yep, of course they do. Yeah. It was the blood center who calls me because I give blood just periodically, and I'm not even gonna say my blood type. That's kind of weird to say on stream, but it's a popular one, and they call me all the time. So I need to give blood, and then they'll stop calling me. Until, like, what, 56 days later, I think. After that period of time, they can give blood again, then they'll continue to call you. Yeah. See you later, Jay. You gotta go. Have a good stream. Thank you. I'm really leaning on, I think if I did Universal Links, this would all end up working. But then if I did Universal Links, I don't even need transferable, right? Which there's two things that I found. Apple has a document on Universal Links, which is cool. And I'll have to look into that. But then also, Swiftly has a document that looked pretty good as well. But I think that may be the conclusion. I'm going to drop this here too for anybody who is interested. Is if you like the video, you can like the if you like it, you can like the video below. Or you can also buy me a coffee. And if you do that, it'll show up on the stream, which is fun. But if you don't want to do either of those, that's okay. But you should like the video. And then the app I'm working on is for this app called Get Fruitful. Or the app is called Fruitful. I called the website Get Fruitful. And sign up there. You'll hear about when I send out the beta, or probably when I send out the actual app at this point, because I don't have it working. Okay, so basically you enable the link. It opens Safari by default. But if you have the app, it opens the app instead. Yes, that sounds right. And which you're explaining it, so that makes sense. And if there is an app clip, you don't have the app, you get the app clip. Yes. And that's kind of what I want. Honestly, that is what I want in the end. And I've been trying to do this like tiny prototype, but I haven't been able to make the prototype work. So maybe at this point I should just do the full thing, make Universal Links work, and make an app clip or something. You're following along in your own example project, and you just got fruit testing as an option as well. Files in the alert. Yeah. Should open an app clip or the app or a web app, depending on the context. Oh, that's cool that you can do all of them. What folder is the file in? I believe the file goes to on my iPhone in downloads. Let me check that. Yes, that's where it goes. Or actually, not on my iPhone. It goes to iCloud Drive downloads. Is the goal not to have the alert show and just automatically use your app? Yes, because when you airdrop something, it should airdrop. So think of when you airdrop a photo to somebody. You airdrop the photo, it goes to their phone, they accept, and then it immediately opens the photo in the Photos app. That is like the goal. And I'll show that also. And the example that a friend has working, that's what it should do. I'll make this bigger and show what the whole thing actually looks like. So he's talking a little and explaining it, but basically, okay, here it comes. He clicks the share icon. It brings up the share sheet. He clicks AirDrop, and then you bring another phone close together. Which, there he does. He brings the phone close together, The back one airdropped to the front phone. Now this is the receiving phone. You click accept, and then it just opens the right part of his app. I couldn't tell if he actually had the app open already. Oh, he did. Okay, so he did have the app open already, but mine 100% is going to Files app rather than his is directly going and opening the app, and like you can see a recipe basically. So that's how it should work. In mine, instead of opening my app, it's opening Files. For document types, conform to public.content, either directly or conforming by a type that already conforms to public.content. This conformance allows users to share your type over AirDrop. Yes, I think I had in one iteration of this app somewhere. I was using public.content. So here, actually, we put this in 2 places. I don't know if you need both of these, conforming to and that. Let's do it. Okay. I think I need to delete the app. Hang on. Delete. And I have to delete it. Technically you don't, but because I keep using user defaults to share this, if I don't delete the app, the user defaults persist. Okay, let's run both of them. So we changed it from public.json to public.content. And we also have this conforming to in here. I don't know if this is required or if that is like covered in the Xcode project. Oh, never mind. Public.json conforms to public.text, and that conforms to public.content. Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing the same thing would end up happening. I don't know if I will test it. We've been streaming for an hour and a half and haven't figured it out. Did you win? No. Coding Spectre, I haven't yet. Oh, this is so annoying. I'm sorry if that was really loud, but this is so annoying because I'm doing the most basic example you can do. It's using a struct that has 1 property. It's not even Apple's example that has 2 properties. I'm just using 1 property. Right here, and transferable. I'm not even doing 2, I'm just doing 1. And I cannot get this to work. The UI supports documents and browser key is set to yes. Yes, it is. Should we use a TSI for this? Oh, yeah, I just remember what is that called? Technical support something? One of my friends just told me about that, and I forgot that existed. I should. Requesting technical support. Honestly, I probably should. I don't think you have, I do have it set to yes. I recently just changed it. It is right there. You probably can't see it because I know the resolution that I stream at is actually really low. It's actually 720, not 1080. Because if I stream at a lower resolution, for anybody who's wondering, if I stream at a lower resolution, then I get way faster feedback with the chat and everything, and I'm not as delayed. So I'll say something, and like only about 2 to maybe 5 seconds later, you see it on stream. But if I streamed at a higher resolution at like 1080p, the delay would be like 10 to 30 seconds, which is really long, especially because I interact with chat so much. For the most part, I think you all can see this, and I've looked back at my streams. I have the font pretty big on here on my computer, so because of that, you can still all read it, and that means I can stream at a lower resolution. But okay, code level support. You know, honestly, I think I might do this. I've never needed to, so, and it's already late in the year, because I think you only get like 1 or 2 a year. I might do this. A technical support incident is a request for code level support for Apple frameworks, APIs, in tools and is available to members of the Apple Developer Program and Apple Developer Enterprise Program. Submit a TSI if you cannot fix a bug, have trouble implementing a specific technology, or have other questions about your code. Your incident will be assigned to a developer technical support engineer who can help troubleshoot your code and investigate possible workarounds to fast track your development. I hope they can fast track this because I have not been able to. Support is provided in English via email, typically within 3 business days. Oh, that's kind of sad. It's not like an actual person you gotta talk to, it's just via email. I was hoping to talk to somebody. But email will do. Because I have like I have a test project, and I can just be like, yo, here it is, this is what's happening, and you have all seen this. If they get really bored, they could watch the whole stream. They could just see the whole thing and be like, okay, this is what's up. I'll just keep it as content for right now. So let me also write down. No, stop both. Okay, I have to stop them individually. Interesting. Livestream. We have tried public.json and putting conforming to in the UT type extension, because that was something that was different. Added to the info.p list. What was that? The iTunes file sharing. And then we did supports documents in place to true. Supports document in place browser, check your info pillar. Wait, supports document browser. Hang on. That is different. Is that what you said earlier and I did not read that correctly? That is. My bad. Hang on. Supports document browser. What does that one do? My bad. Okay, let's see. Hang on, I'm gonna read this though. We'll do this. Before you submit a TSI, be sure to review the following documentation. Yeah, we have reviewed it a lot. See if the issue experienced has been discussed and resolved in Apple Developer Forums. I don't think it has. If not, I will post something in there. Okay, how to submit a TSI. Okay, we're gonna keep this up because I might end up doing this anyways. Because at this point, it's annoying me a lot. And I should submit that. And or the path I can go on is just like full on implementing universal links, which I really didn't want to do because it's obnoxious to have to like do that whole thing when I'm trying to do just such a simple example. Okay, here we go. Let's airdrop from the 13 to the 10S. Let's put a breakpoint here. See if this works. AirDrop. Oh, weird. It just said AirDrop. It just like... Oh my goodness. Okay, it just said like a bug or something happened. It just like the like little animation came up and like paused in the middle. Now I'm pissed too. I want to make it work as well. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it that you are also pissed about this issue because it has been annoying me since WWDC. I meant to have this solved like 2 months ago. It's been very annoying. So hopefully if you're also mad enough about it, maybe you can get it to work and let me know. Okay. Airdropping. Is it not working? Come on. Okay, I think that broke it. It's not like doing anything. Hang on. AirDrop. Okay, who suggested that was Jared. I think that didn't do it because now when I click on my name, for one, the little animation is not doing it anymore. And then second, I click on my name specifically and it's just showing denied. It is in beta, so I might need to try it a few times. That, honestly, that's the mantra of this whole thing is it a beta bug or is it me not doing it right? I don't know the answer to that. Okay, let me just run it again on both devices. So what was that one called? It's supports browser info plist. What is this? Okay, honestly, I think this is not correct because this is not a document-based app. The Swift Data, what is that called? The Swift Data session, one of them does have sharing data between one device to another using transferable, and it's like almost exactly what I need. Like low-key, I just need the test project and see how that works, but I don't have a document-based app because you're not making a document and saving it, like opening different ones here and there. It's kind of just going to be data that exists. You're also following along on a work-in-progress app of yours. You get the option to open in your app when you AirDrop. That's the other thing. I did have that coming up earlier. I think that's not a thing. Oh, I haven't like found the setting to redo that because I did have that earlier, where I do have it working in iOS. I've seen it in iOS 16, where you share some file with one app to another device, and it asks you, do you want to open this in whichever app? That alert pops up. I am not getting that on, I don't think I've ever gotten that on iOS 17 working with all the betas, but I have 100% seen that on iOS 16. I have a message. Oh, I see it. Okay. This is so annoying. It's possible to AirDrop on iOS 16, just that it's not by putting the devices together. Yes, the whole putting devices together thing is like the new handshake, basically, is what the guy explained to me, the guy in my lab at DubDub. And he's like, yeah, it's just a handshake, so it just takes off the having to select the person having to click accept. Because the fact that the devices are that close, that basically means that you've accepted the transaction, the sending. So yeah, that's what it does. And that's the other thing too about this, is this entire thing should still work. Like, I should actually be able to like create a new project with the latest Xcode. What is it, 14.3.1? Yeah, with 14.3.1, do the exact same thing. Like, use two different devices, like an iPhone, or I have an iPhone and an iPad. Like, use those, and this should like totally work in iOS 16. But I haven't, that's the other thing. I haven't tried it only in iOS 16. I've dropped the project from 17 down to 16, but still using betas. I have tried that and AirDropped like the file from my Mac to my phone. And I think that works as expected, actually, now that I think about it. I believe, because I tried this a while back with one of my friends who was trying to help me debug everything. I believe that worked, and it does pop the alert, say open files or open my app, and then I think I can click on my app, I think is what that functionality was. I don't completely remember. Testing on iOS 16 would troubleshoot the beta bug. Yeah. But that should, that's the other thing, is that's slightly different, is that should be the expected behavior in iOS 16, is that you AirDrop it over, an alert pops up, asks you for files or your app, you click on your app, and then it opens. I believe that's the expected behavior. You still won't ever have it go directly from one app to your app unless, I believe, Thomas, you implement universal linking, right? Because otherwise you still always have to specify what app to open. This is so frustrating because it's something so simple, and I have broken it down to like the most basic example. Only universal links will open your app always because it's unauthenticated. I think that's the solution. I think I'm just gonna have to do universal linking. For like the behavior that I'm trying to get, I think that's what it's gonna be. Because the other thing, so what I'm doing, because I'm not going to say exactly what the idea is. If you looked on my site, if anybody has gone here and looked at what this is for my app, it doesn't say. So this is the app that I'm trying to work on right now that doesn't fully work. But what it will be is, oh, thank you. Donald Johnson, you bought 5 coffees. First time being able to view your stream live. Usually you have to catch it later. Aw, thanks so much for being here. I'm glad you could make it. Is this a better time for you? Let me know, because I am streaming later than I typically do. This is actually about an hour later than I normally stream. Is this a better time? Because if I push it back then by an hour, maybe that'll be better for people. Because I have had overall more people in chat than I typically do on most streams. So yeah, if this is a better time, I can probably stream it this time. Okay, for me, the pop-up is expected behavior. Okay. So the only thing that gets it to come in, and open the app directly would have to be universal links. Oh, you're usually at work and you're off today. Gotcha. But thank you. I appreciate it. For 5 coffees. I'm gonna need it, honestly, for me to finish this feature. And if I want to finish this app and actually have it open and ready by like iOS 17, oh, I have like a month for that, and I'm not ready. So, I'm thinking, because I could use a TSI on this. For anybody who missed this, because I didn't know, did I close the link on accident? I did close. Did I close it? No, here it is. Okay. To use a TSI, it is a technical support incident. So when you just get direct help from Apple, and you can usually only do this, like twice a year or something, I think. Is that what it says? I don't even know. It probably says somewhere down here. Ooh, getting help with Apple beta software. Yeah. First, test and confirm that the issue reproduces on the latest beta. Yeah, it does. I'll read through this more in depth. Maybe that's the route I'll go, because like I haven't been able to figure this out with this implementation. But Thomas, you have, and Cesar have both been able to figure out how to do this, but with links though, with a URL, as opposed to Codable representation. I'm thinking universal links might be the way to go. I just didn't want to. Thomas, while you're here, the backend stuff that you have to do, I know you have to, what was it, that Apple file you had mentioned, that one just has to like live in the root directory, and like the website just has to access it. What backend have you used for your site that does this? I'm curious, because I'll probably just end up using this URL, but we'll see. Are there SwiftUI examples? I think the Swiftly example is SwiftUI. Universal links, da da da. Yeah. I think this is gonna have to be the solution. Unless anybody can think of anything else, it's contacting Apple for a TSI, this one, code level support, where you basically ask Apple for help. You only get a couple of those per year, and you have to be a paid Apple dev, I believe. I could do a TSI. I can try to implement universal links, or keep attempting to do this, which I'm honestly, at this point, I'm not going to do. Because I've already tried this for a really long time, and I just tried it on stream now, and everybody is super helpful, but I still haven't been able to figure it out, so I think that might be one of those two should be the next step. And I think I might do universal links because there's already tutorials, and I could at least accomplish that. You tried Vapor at first for your backend, but now it's Symfony backed. I haven't used Symfony. I have used Vapor though, so maybe that'll be it. But this site, you can tell here, is actually hosted on WordPress. So that is that. And I don't know how that would interact with what I need to do. Set opens documents in place to know one more time. Sure, I'm down. Okay. Jared, should I keep the supports document browser? Or should I also set that to no? Because it didn't work once I set this to yes. Keep that as yes. Vapor is nice. You were struggling with deployment because your server is not Dockerized. Yeah, I have deployed to Heroku with Vapor, and that's pretty straightforward. It's not too bad. Then there is one called Fly.io, which I have a video on my channel from a conference talk that I gave for deploying to Fly, but I have low-key totally not been able to get it work since I did that talk. I think they changed something, and I can't get it to work. So like my talk, it worked then, but after that, I haven't gotten it. Okay, supports opening documents in place is set to no. Here we go. Heroku is the easy solution. Yes, it definitely is. And it's nice how fast you can get it up and running with Heroku. But with, what do you call that? Fly. It, like, takes an extra step that's kind of harder. Okay. Running both devices. You like to handle stack to stack, so you have no VPS. Yeah. I sometimes like backend dev, sometimes I get annoyed with it, and then I'm like, this is why I hate backend dev. So it's overall, I think it is a lot of fun, but I get annoyed with it after like a while. But I'm annoyed with iOS dev right now, so maybe I should just try something completely different. Okay. Serving Vapor with Nginx is easy. Reading Vapor, deployment with Nginx looks easy. Yeah, I try not to use the word easy because it's relative. Like, yo, this should have been easy, and it has not been. So, easy is a relative term. Okay, let's do share iPhone 13 to the iPhone XS. Come on. Do the thing. It's not doing the thing. Phones, come together. It's not doing it. It's not doing the boop. Okay, that must not be it. It really does not like this document browser thing, because I'm trying to share it and it's just immediately clicking or saying denied. Where did that one go? Yeah, it really does not like that one. Weird. And that was the supports documents browser one, which is right, that I don't have... When we looked up what the definition of it was, that didn't fit with what the app is. And then Mikaela, I might need your help if this project takes legs. Yeah, DM me. We'll chat. Correction serving Vapor. Deployment requires to build the app for the server Arch. Like Arch Linux? Wait. Not the same Arch as an M1 chips, of course, but also requires to install Swift looks and tools on the VPS, and I don't like it. The CI stack is too simple for Vapor. You don't have time or storage for this. Yeah. That's the thing. Backend and pretty much every other development stack except for mobile, there's just so many options of things. And I think that gets kind of annoying after a while. I'm just like, tell me one way to do this that's right and just do it. But like, that's the thing with Swift and iOS. It's like, hey, do iOS development, learn Swift. That's it. Use Xcode, you need a Mac. That's it. That's the only option, pretty much, for the most part. But like web dev and any backend technology and like anything else, you have a million different options of things. And everybody has loud opinions about all of those different options. As opposed to like Swift iOS, that's your only option and no one else can debate that. No one else can be like, oh no, in 2023, you should make your brand new app and as a beginner, you should learn Objective-C. Nobody says that. So like, that's what's super nice and what I really like about mobile. You want to get into a Postgres DB at some point? Ooh, sounds fun. Yeah, hit me up. Okay, I think the conclusion of this is going to be I'm going to try to use universal links. I think. Backend dev and politics are the same thing. You know? Accurate. Hendrik, rewriting your personal site in Vapor as we speak, just to learn making and deploying a Vapor app. That's super fun. If anybody has not been here before, which I think most of you have, but on my channel, that's my entire expense tracker series. I made an expense tracker using SwiftUI, and I made the backend in Vapor for that reason of making a Vapor app and deploying it. Haven't even gotten to the deploying step yet, but I did do I wrote the whole backend in Vapor, which was fun. Are Delphi, Xamarin, Flutter, and React developers banging on my door yet, claiming there's only Swift? I said to do iOS development specifically. I didn't say Android. So, my statement is still accurate. Oh no, the amount of Flutter React devs evangelism. Yep. What have we done? Oh no. Okay, so for all who have been here for most of the time, I haven't heard of Delphi, honestly. In your opinion, simple sites should be static generated. They all can do iOS, but I said only iOS. But yeah, no, I get you. And I'm talking about native dev, not cross-platform. But you know. Simple sites should be static generated. Yeah, it's a lot nicer when they are because it's so much faster. Like Swift by Sandel is statically... Like, look how super speedy that was. If anybody doesn't know, I use his theme for my Xcode, so this is the same. If anybody has ever seen that. I don't think I've brought too many Swift by Sandel articles up, but yeah, he uses his static site generator called Publish, which is all written in Swift. Delphi is cross-platform, native actually compiling using Xcode. What language is it? Just realized that Xcode came with syntax highlighting and autocomplete / IntelliSense for Leaf. It does? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, Delphi is the language. Am I pronouncing that right? Delphi, or is it Delphi? Thomas, your blog is Hugo. I was looking at Hugo. Mine is actually WordPress. And I slightly hate WordPress. But I still have it there. Oh, you wish. Oh, okay. I read that wrong. It's really annoying. When I try to blow up the chat to make it easier for me to read, it like blows up the font of like the entire browser with it, and it's really annoying. You can also change, actually, look at, who's that? Hendrik. Look at, who is the guy who, he writes practical. What is this? This guy. Who writes this? Tibor. What is his website? The Swift Dev. Look at, somewhere on here, he has a post. I'll drop this in chat. Tibor has a post about, Leaf is actually also basically just using HTML, and you can do something where you, instead of using a .leaf extension, use a .html extension, but you still use Leaf, like, syntax stuff on the front end. He has a way where you can do that, and then you change Xcode to use HTML syntax highlighting, so you get syntax highlighting. So yeah, I would check that out. You use one of the Xcode themes as your theme on your website. Ooh, love it. That's a can of worms you don't want to open. Europe's is Delphi. And then the US is Delphi. That's funny. Yeah, it's amazing you can use Swift for static web development. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. It's nice. I love statically typed languages more so than dynamic languages like JavaScript or something. Okay, sadly we have got this working already, and you have to leave now. Thomas, I appreciate you showing up and being able to help because, yeah, I had to post it to you on Mastodon because I was like, I saw like your post about this and I was like, how did you get this working? And then, yeah, then later I decided to stream this. And yeah, I'm salty that we can't get this to work either. It's very annoying to me. But I guess I'm just gonna have to just make universal links work instead and make this all work. So instead, you're just making, hopefully if you're still here, you're just making a URL for the object, and then that object is saved in your backend somewhere, and then you're sharing the URL, and then the person receives the URL, and then they can receive the object then from that URL, right? Is that how that works? Encrypt the data and set it to my API. Okay, that sounds about right. I really didn't want to make an API response with an identifier. Okay. I may DM you some more about this. The link is then the identifier and then the key. That makes sense. I may DM you some more about how this would work and just what you set up yours. Because that looks like that might be what I try doing. Because I didn't want to. Because it's so much more work, but I haven't gotten this to work. But it's shared with the link as a fragment. Okay, interesting. Opening the link, you get both the identifier and the fragment as aka the key. Okay. It would be great indeed if iCloud offered a web space to create backends with Vapor for iOS developers. That would be super cool, Holger. If they could do that, that would be awesome. You get the data from the API and then decrypt it. Okay, so you actually are making like to share. Sad part is that only work if you have the internet on your device. True. That is very true. Most of the scenarios for the app I'm making, people will have internet access. So that's technically fine. But it's still, yeah, it's still a thing. Because, I don't know, I feel like nowadays we can pretty much assume people have internet access, for the most part, but it's nice to not need it. Good part is that you can make an app clip, though. You said the file is in a folder in your iCloud. Oh yeah, so Jared, the file, when I share it, going from one phone to the other, instead of opening my app, it actually goes to iCloud Drive in Downloads. Yeah, Thomas, thanks so much for showing up and all your advice that you had, because it's funny that you have gotten it to work one way, but interesting seeing that I can't get it to work a different way. But yeah, I will probably end up DMing you, so thank you so much, and thanks for joining. But, I think universal linking is just gonna have to be the way to make this work, because it is long-term what I would really like to do in the end. It's just so much more work, and I was really trying to not do that much work. Also, does anybody know? So this is a test project that I'm working on right now. I also actually have the real project that I'm gonna finally end up doing once I can figure out a test project prototype. I actually added out iCloud to that project. Like, I think I checked it in like the project settings when I created the project. So if you went here, go to general. Was it here? Signing. Yeah, somewhere here. I think I added iCloud to that project because it would be nice to use iCloud in that app in the end. Can you uncheck that or like undo it? Or like there's not really undo with iCloud, right? Yeah, like if I clicked iCloud right now, you don't really undo that, I think, ever. So I think iCloud is going to somehow forever be in that app whether I use it or not, because I created the project that way. But if anybody knows if you can undo that, let me know. Otherwise... You can remove the entitlement and capability, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I didn't think you could, because that was a big thing. Like, pretty much only about a year ago was that you couldn't sell apps that were connected to iCloud without selling your entire Apple developer account for the whole fact of how the entitlement and stuff worked. But I don't know. You can always have the iCloud container, though. Yeah, I can definitely still use it. The other thing is I was trying to make a minimal prototype because, yes, it would be amazing, the app that I want to make, if I can use iCloud, make it all iCloud backed, except I've never used iCloud, so first I would also have to learn how to use iCloud. Make the iCloud like the back end, make it just all work. But that just requires me also learning iCloud when I was just trying to make a very minimal example with like Swift data, and that was it. Oh, so you'll never be able to delete that from your iCloud dashboard. Yeah, that's a thing. That's kind of weird, but it's like you can never delete something from iCloud. Ooh, Paul. Message. Okay, I shouldn't need universal links to share by URL. I should be able to create a temporary one and then share that. Okay. I don't know if actually that was a DM or not, but it wasn't, nothing in that was personal, so it's okay. I need to find out how to make like a temporary file URL and maybe share that. I don't know though. Universal links in the end would be the way to go, but I'm just like, Hendrik, yeah, minimal work doesn't exist. I know. I tried my hardest to make this as minimal as I could, but Yordi has a video called the 222 method. Like, you can watch this. Shipping side projects is easy as 222. This is an amazing conference talk that he gave, and I was basically trying to follow this, but my 2 hours have actually been like 10. And it hasn't happened like this. Okay, Holger, you feel the pain. That's what companies that hire you for work never see. Sometimes it requires days, if not months, to get a prototype working, and then they claim, that was easy. Why did you charge so much? Yeah. Yeah, it is really tough. Because this is really simple and should have been a simple example, but I, for the life of me, could not figure it out. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, you could watch it actually here too, is iOS Conf SG. He gave the talk. He's given it actually a couple places. But honestly, I would pay to watch it. It's a really good talk. Okay, so I'm unfortunately thinking I do just want to take the jump and do universal links next. But I'm trying to think of when I'm even going to have time to do this. Because if anyone doesn't know, I was going to be trying to make a Vision Pro app as well. But I do not know at all if that'll happen. We will see. I'm going to try, but then I also have this going on. So I need to figure out my priorities, honestly. But don't we all? I'm unplugging everything. So that, I think, is going to be the conclusion of this stream, is that we cannot get this to work. And so we will have to figure out what to try next. Jared, I might have to implement a function in your app delegate so files received automatically opens, just like a URL. That was a thing I was thinking of. Because there's on open URL, which says, registers a handler to invoke when the view receives a URL for the scene or window it's in. So like this should technically handle it, but I don't know. And then yeah. I'm not sure. Vince, you feel the pain, can relate. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was part of this stream, was showing everybody I have no idea what I'm doing, somewhat, like, to get this to work. I have run out of ideas. And share that that's what it's really like. Like, this whole stream, the whole about 2 hours has been me not being able to figure this out. And showing everybody that that's really is what happens. Maybe eventually I'll figure out what the solution is, but I'm not sure for now. So we will see. And I think, yeah, Thomas earlier had said, and he has a blog post as well, that this feature with the share, not NameDrop, I think, but with like the sharing, it's actually not going to be available day one of iOS 17, even though the goal was to have this app day one of iOS 17. We'll see, because the app itself, I could totally ship it with iOS 16, but I was gonna just keep it iOS 17, keep it the latest, and just make it for the latest anyways. Because I was gonna try to get featured by Apple, but considering I have like a month left, and not even a month, it's August 11th, I have probably less than a month left, and I don't have a prototype, so I don't think that it's gonna happen. Unless like some miracle happens, I don't think that's gonna happen. So that's what's going to happen for now, is that I'll still I'll be continuing working on this, because I told the public I will be, but we will see. But that'll be the end of this stream, is that I tried to make this work and it still doesn't. We were trying to AirDrop a codable object from one phone to another, using the transferable protocol and making a custom UT type and just drop it from one to the other, but that did not end up happening. It like somewhat works, and we can drop the object from one phone to the next, but instead of dropping to my app, it opens in the Files app instead. And then you have to go into the Files app, tap on it, tap share again, and then like open my app, because my app is then an option from there. So that's the only solution I've been able to get to work in iOS 17. Maybe it's an iOS 17 bug. Who knows? Maybe I'm not doing something correct. We will see. But thank you, though, for everybody for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching me struggle and for offering any other advice that you had on this problem that I've been working through. Let me know in the comments if you like the stream and what things you'd be interested in seeing next. But otherwise, that'll be it for now. Don't know if I'll be streaming next week because I kind of haven't been doing a super set schedule anymore. But thank you to everybody for joining. I will see you in the next stream. And don't know what that'll be about. Comment somewhere if you want to know. Bye.